Hey guys, it's Chantel and I'm back with another bookish video, and once again I'm doing a collab, and this time it's with Sarah. And right before I was filming this video I realized I don't know how to pronounce her channel name because it's got her last name in it and I don't know how to pronounce it. So I'm not going to try to say it and make a fool of myself, but I will leave her linked below. I would love for you guys to go check her out. She does like a bunch of homeschool stuff, thrift hauls, lots of book hauls, yeah, all the kinds of things I like. She seems to like. So we are specifically doing like board books and baby books for today. I had offhandedly mentioned I was thinking about doing like sharing some of the board books we own, and lots of you were interested, which is funny because I just never used to be a board book person, which I'll explain a little bit right away. So I was surprised that so many people were interested. So yeah, my first child was like an angel when it came to books. She would have like a full novel and she would just like turn one page at a time and was perfect with stuff like that. And then my next child came along and he was more of a like, I wonder how far I can bend something until it breaks kind of child. So we used quite a few board books that you know, came and went during that time. And since we've been fostering, we've also had kids that have been a little bit more rough with books, so I've been a lot more pro board books in the last few years than I ever was at the beginning. Now, one thing that bothers me about board books is that I don't want to pay a ton of money for them, knowing that my kids are going to bend them backwards, chew on them, throw them, that kind of thing. I don't want to like be like, oh, I spent 20 bucks on this book, like be nice to it. So a lot of my board books are thrifted. I mean, like a lot of my books in general are thrifted, but you can usually find like board books that are in pristine condition at thrift stores. And then also Book Outlet is another place to look, and I actually got a few of these from the dollar store. So yeah, those three places are pretty much where all of these are from. So let's get into the books, and I'm gonna like defy the odds, the rules here right away. And my first board book is not a board book, but I want to like highlight this Indestructibles series. I got this one off of Book Outlet actually, so they have like discounted books. I'll leave my referral link below in case you want to check out Book Outlet. But these are supposed to be like completely indestructible. They're chew-proof, rip-proof, non-toxic, and 100% washable. Now you can tell like it's bent, it's been used, it's been chewed, it's been everything. And I do not see a single rip on here. And believe me, the 11-month-old, she's given this thing a try. They have tons of books in the series. There's like Jungle Rumble, Creep Crawl, Wiggle March, there's Baby Faces, Baby Night Night, Mama and Baby, Beach Baby, all sorts of things. Things that go. Yeah, this just happened to be one of the ones that was on there when I was looking, and if you have little ones, this is a really good way to go. Like there's not much for words, so it's good. It's a really good like baby book. But you know, this thing can be well loved and it won't wreck. Okay, from there, let's see. This is kind of like another really good baby, younger toddler book. I think Goodnight Moon. Honestly, this one is not my favorite. So this is by Margaret Wise Brown. But it has like a lot of like repetition and rhythm, which is something I really look for in my toddler books. So this is good for like kids to kind of, you know, figure out the pattern and then read with you. I will kind of talk about this pretty soon here, but I kind of use Mem Fox's, so she's got a book called Reading Magic. Her method on kind of like teaching kids how to read, but this is like how I read toddler books. I'll expand on that in a minute. First of all, one more like that toddlers can totally enjoy, but it's definitely more of a baby book, is the whole like That's Not My series from Usborne. So they're like touchy-feely books is what they say. So That's Not My Monkey, His Ears Are Too Soft. And then there's all sorts of reasons this isn't their monkey. Tail is too velvety, feet are too smooth. The favorite one is always like the Velcro-y page. Oh, this one doesn't have one. So we have the monkey, the lion, the elephant, the fox. We have a bunch of them. And when there's like a page with like Velcro, the kids just like love running their fingers on that. Yeah, so this series is always well loved, and these books are like still in really good shape. They have stood up to the kids. Okay, now going back onto like how I teach kids to read. This is not really how I teach them to read. I have a whole separate video on that a little bit. But this is kind of like how you really introduce reading to toddlers, I feel like. So a book that I love for this is Up, Up, Down by Robert Munsch. I feel like some people might not like Robert Munsch because I feel like his characters are a bit sassy and they're not really like the way I want my kids to act, but they're funny books, and I don't think my kids have ever really like picked up poor behaviors because of the kids in these books. They think they're hilarious. So I have thought about maybe videoing me and the toddler doing this because he's a foster kid. I can't show his face, but if it works out, I will try to maybe insert the video at the end once I've shared all the rest of my books here. But I feel like whenever you try to get a kid to do something, whenever you got like the camera out, they know and they don't do things the way they should. But how we read this one, because there's so much repetition and Robert Munsch is so good with like giving visual clues with his words, I like read Anna climbed up the refrigerator, she went, and the toddler knows to say up. He doesn't quite say as many as he should, but that's fine, and he knows that says fall down, and then on her head, and then we read say the ow ouch together, and then her mother said, and then I pause, and he says be purple, which is, so be careful, don't climb, and then it's the same idea again, she goes up up up. So whenever I kind of like pause, I say Anna climbed up her dresser, she went, and then he knows it's his turn, and so it like repeats it, and he goes through the book and he knows how to read so much of it. And I know this is not like revolutionary, this is what people do often naturally, but I just wanted to mention it. So then the mother comes and tells her to get out of the tree, and Anna says no, 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 no. So I think some parents might not like that, but also like the kids just love that part. They're like, they know that part. So for that reason, I really love Robert Munsch, and most of his books have a lot of repetition like that. Another one of his that we have in board book form is We Share Everything. This is about kids that go to daycare, and the daycare worker says that they're supposed to share everything because they're fighting over all the things, and then they decide to share their clothes, and the daycare worker is not very impressed with that, and they say in daycare we share everything, and you know the kids always like start chiming in with the repetition. So there's that one. Any Robert Munsch I think probably works for this. We only own a few, and a few of the ones we have are in like paper, like picture book format, and I'm not quite ready to give those to the toddler yet, but I actually think I should maybe get some of these out from the library. That's another place to get board books if you're looking for a free way to do it. I like these Nancy Tillman books. This is You're Here for a Reason. So her books all kind of have just a sweet, kind of like a sentimental side to them, I guess. Other books that she has are like Wherever You Are, The Crown on Your Head, I'd Know You Anywhere. It's just all about really like love for children. And this one has more words. Depending on the kid, they may or may not sit through that. But it does rhyme a bit, and I don't know, my foster son, he just loves like watching the kite in all of this. Her illustrations are gorgeous. I just happened to find this one at the thrift store, so I grabbed this because I like a lot of the message in her books. This one was one of my son's favorites and has been well loved, and the kids have tried to like turn the pages, but you know, like obviously didn't quite get it, and I've had to like hot glue pages together. Llama Llama Red Pajama, or Llama Llama Red Pajama, depending how you want to read it. It's a story about how the llama is supposed to be going to sleep, and I really like the rhyme and rhythm in this one. And also there's a point where the llama gets really scared all alone and then kind of starts freaking out, and the kids love this part, and then eventually the llama drifts off to sleep. So it's maybe not necessarily the best to read right before bed, but they enjoy watching llama try to go to sleep. This one I found at the dollar store a few years ago, and I wish I would have bought, there was more in the series, wish I would have bought the entire series. It's Monster Knows I'm Sorry, and I love the rhyme and rhythm in this one as well. Every page, every spread, there's something that a monster does wrong that they need to apologize for, and yeah, this is all about being at school and how they need to learn to share. And a monster was mad, she would not share. I'm sorry, that wasn't fair. And then my favorite is the very back. It says, monsters make mistakes each day. I'm sorry are the words to say. So I remember they had a please and thank you and something else, but I didn't really realize how good they would be when I bought this one. Otherwise I would have bought like the entire series, because this has been read many, many times over in our house. This one was, I think I would say, my son's absolute favorite book. When he was 2 and 3, and that is Brown Bear, Brown Bear. My only beef with this book is that I don't like how the pages are set up. When the kids are young, read it differently than it shows on here. I would read like yellow duck, what do you see? And then I would say, I see ya. And then we turn to the page and then say blue horse looking at me. Because then the kid can be like, it can trigger things instead of them either like trying to read the words or remember what comes next. They can look at it and read the story with me. Other than that, it's great for animals, it's great for colors, it's got good pattern to it, and the kids have all enjoyed this one. Also, when I originally bought this one, I didn't realize it was going to be such a huge edition. For that reason, we don't read it as much as like these smaller books that are easier for their hands. So I would recommend not getting massive board books if you have the choice. I think this is the only board book that I actually paid full price for. He had read it so many times from the library. I was just like, we got to get this one. And that was like a smaller book, a smaller board book. And so I actually paid full price for this one. And then this one is like a, not really a recommendation. This is Usborne's Big and Little, a book about opposites. I think this one's probably super old. They probably don't sell it anymore. So this is an Usborne opposites book. I don't like this one, but I wanted to show it to remind me to say that like opposite books are great. We used to have the collection of Richard Scarry small board books. There was opposites, were they all opposites? There was opposites colors, there was 4 of them. We had them for my daughter, and then my son kind of, you know, pushed them to their limits, so we had to get rid of them after him. But I would suggest looking for either really good opposite books or some Richard Scarry books in board books. So yeah, that's kind of like, that was to remind me to tell you that. Then we have 2 Dr. Seuss books. This one I like more. This is Hand, Hand, Fingers, Thumb. So this one has a little bit of rhythm and repetition to it. So it goes hand, hand, fingers, thumb, one thumb drumming on a drum. And there's like a dum diddy dum dum, which like this was the first book that my foster son, I heard him sitting on the couch reading, because like the dum dum dum, it's easy for little kids to say. So this was the first one he read. And then there was also Fox and Socks, which is a book of tongue twisters, so it's not necessarily great for little kids. I just happened to find these at the thrift store. They were then in perfect condition, and so I didn't want to leave those there. But some of other Dr. Seuss books might be better in board book form, like I'm thinking Hop on Pop, Green Eggs and Ham, maybe even Cat in the Hat, something like that. Then these next 3 are kind of like one thing. So there's like number books. We have Duck and Goose 1, 2, 3. I think actually any of the Duck and Goose books would be great for little kids. But for some reason, even though it's just like 1 goose, 2 ducks, the kids have really loved this one. 5 flowers, especially this page where they get all dirty. Number 7, 7 berries. This one has just been a hit. You can count all the things, and they've loved this one. Another number one we have is the Little Critter Numbers book. This one is just animals at the zoo, and it has not been as well received. We count the animals, we learn about animals, but like this one, it just never gets picked up like the other ones do. And then I found this one at the dollar store. It's a follow along numbers, so it's kind of like cut out a little bit throughout the pages. So all the numbers and then these random spots they can follow and trace with their finger. So, and what I like about this one too is that it goes all the way up to 20 instead of, I can turn the page, instead of stopping at 10, because I feel like it's easy for kids to learn to get to 10, but to go past that can be difficult because all the books only go to 10, so I like that. And then the last book, which is on the same note, is the same idea but in ABC form. So it just goes through all the letters. It even shows you how to write the letter, which I think is a little above the grade level that these books are, but I like the random little tracing, and we count the animals and we do all the things. So this was a really good ABC book. There you have it. That is our board book collection. I'm kind of still on the lookout for new ones all the time, but like I said, I pretty much mostly just get them from thrift stores these days, so my selection depends on what I see, and then I also want them to be in good shape because I know they're going to be chewed on, so they need to be in good shape. So these aren't necessarily like all my favorite books for toddlers, but these are all the baby and toddler books that we have that are in like board book format. I did mention, oh, I think it was in my library haul, that's right, Little Blue Truck. I have looked for that book for a long time in board book form. We get it out from the library, but I would love to own that one. Yeah, so let me know, what are like some of the favorite board books that you've had over the years, or like what should maybe I could even like do a library haul where I like request a ton of board books. What should I request for that? We're definitely in need of some new books. Like, I've been loving this one because he is reading it so well. At the same time, we've read it so many times. Like we're getting a little sick of the books that we have. It's at this point, like I'm so sick of this book. I should actually show you inside of it. It's not that great. But I mean, it does teach about opposites and whatever. It's just to the point where I'm like, no, we're not reading that book together. So give me some suggestions, guys. Next week, I will be back and continuing my curriculum videos. I did my grade 6 one the week before, and next week we should do grade 3. And then I'm thinking of doing like a preschool thing as well. So stay tuned for that. Anna climbed up the refrigerator. She went
up, down
on her
head.
Anna said,
Ouch.
ow, ouch, ow, ouch. Her mother said,
Be careful. Don't climb.
Anna climbed up the dresser. She went
Up, down
on her
tummy.
tummy. Anna said,
Ouch.
ow, ouch, ow, ouch. Her father said,
Be careful. Don't climb. Play inside.
play outside. Good stuff. So Anna went outside to the tree. She went
Up, down
on her
bottom.
bottom. Anna said,
Ouch.
ow, ouch, ow, ouch. But the next time she was very careful. She went
Careful. Up, cut.
to the top. Yeah. Anna yelled, I'm the king of the
Go.
castle. Yeah. Her mother said,
Anna, key.
get out of that tree. Yeah.
No.
And wait, wait. And Anna said,
Anna,
what'd she say?
no.
No. So her mother climbed the tree. She went
Up, down.
and landed on her.
Head.
What'd she say?
Ouch.
Ow, ouch, ow, ouch. Anna yelled,
King, go.
I'm the king of the castle. Her father said,
Anna, key.
get out of that tree, yeah. And Anna said,
No.
good reading. So her father climbed the tree. He went
Up, down.
and landed on his
Bottom.
bottom.
Ouch.
Ow, ouch, ow, ouch. Anna's mother cried.
Wah.
Anna's father cried.
Wah.
Then Anna climbed
Down.
and got 2 enormous
Bonnet.
band-aids, yeah. Anna wrapped a band-aid around her mother's head.
Wah.
Anna wrapped a band-aid around her father's bottom.
Wah.
Good job. And she said, be
careful. Don't climb.
good reading.